interrupt your viewing of Barbie and Oppenheimer for more League of Legends action as Heretics and BDS are playing in our final group stage game of the year. We're going to hot drop into champion selectors. Heretics are 1-0 up in this series. If they win, they make it into playoffs. They keep their hopes of making Worlds alive. If BDS win, obviously we'll go to game 3.
Well, our first big question has been answered. We was wondering what BDS were going to do with the Kai'Sa. The answer is they're banning it straight away.
On blue side as well.
Yeah, not willing to give it to Vetheo or pick it.
Interesting, they've just decided to take it away. They don't want to first pick. Maybe they're looking at Tristana. Could be something that they want to first pick themselves. Crownie has got one Kai'Sa game. Haven't seen it from Nuke just yet, but I feel like Kai'Sa mid's one of those things that I don't think it's that hard to play in general. It's more like a spellcaster AD. That's why we see like Lucian, Varus, Kai'Sa mid, because they're not as on-hitty. Yeah. So I think mid laners can definitely learn the technique pretty easily.
Let's see if Heretics decide to ban the Jayce. Last week it was Nuke's Jayce that really got BDS back into the series. Heretics banned it in game 1. Xayah, LeBlanc and Kai'Sa, the 3 bans from BDS here, as Heretics removed Rel and the Maokai. I would be surprised if this isn't Jayce, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Nuke's Jayce was on fire, especially if Sejuani and Ivern are open. They can definitely pick up a jungler pretty easily. But Tristana's open as well. That'll be something they first pick. So they take away the Ivern. So I think what they're saying here is you can take Tristana or Jayce and we'll take Sedge. Or something along those lines. But maybe, if you first pick Sedge here, they get Tristana and Jayce, which is kind of annoying. But then the case is, where's the Jayce going, really? Is it going mid, Tristana bot? Do you really want to pick that to deny, So it's an interesting one that they've decided to take away the Ivern. We'll see what the first pick is from BDS. It's going to be the Jayce. I think that makes a lot of sense, but now Heretics can get their hands on the Tristana if they want it.
Yeah, Tristana, Sejuani, Renekton as well.
This plan also, I'm a bit perplexed in a sense because Sheo can just play Lilia, right? They can just go Lilia, Renekton on 2-3.
Yep.
And this whole idea of the Sejuani denial with the Ivern Maokai ban doesn't really lead to much, so I hope that Heretics are thinking about that because it feels like a very obvious tech direction that they can go in.
What I wouldn't mind if Heretics are considering to, give over, the Renekton plus the Lilia is Vi plus the Ahri is really, really good at shutting pretty much all of those champions down. So if Heretics are looking at this angle, then I actually don't mind giving over this much power. We'll see as, I think, bit of a bug.
Yeah, I've got the client on my PC here. It's also a little bit bugged, so I'm not sure what's going on with the picks, but we'll keep you updated as soon as we know. But it looks like they're leaning towards Ahri. I'm not sure if that's a hover. I feel like Ahri always gets hovered by certain players.
I will say Vetheo hasn't won on the Tristana, but has won on the Ahri through groups at least.
So results tell us that he's going to lock that in.
Exactly, right? You play what you win. But as you say, Champ Select seems to be struggling a little bit right now, so we'll get that sorted.
It's actually just a 1v1.
Yeah.
We're going to do a Jayce versus Ahri. Yeah. It's just, we decided this whole series between Evie and Adam. Evie's Ahri, notorious for that, obviously.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, the whole dueling thing, 2v2v2, v2 is out right now, so maybe
that would be sick, though. Imagine you had, like, on TFT, it's 8 in TFT? 8 players?
Yeah, 8 players.
And it's all 1v1. League 1v1, 8 players with augments.
There's double up in TFT as well, so you can do 2v2.
League 1v1 players.
Augments.
You know how you have the 4 teams of 2v2 in the kind of quadrants?
Yeah.
You just have like 8.
An octagon.
Yeah, like 1v1 all in their little circles getting augments. And we're back, hot drop. We've got Olaf Gragas, we got Ahri Renekton. My god, which direction we go in? Who knows? There's a Vi. Haven't gone for the Jayce Renekton because Renekton got picked away, so they went for the Olaf instead. Instead, their AP champ's going to be the Gragas. Now, Olaf, I was going to say Trundle could do pretty well into the Olaf, but it's a top lane Olaf, which is a bit annoying. You expect. Gragas could still... Nah, you won't go Olaf.
It's happening, yeah.
Just forgot, for 1 second, there's 4 letters on that top laner's name, and it's Adam. Viego going to get picked up. All top sides picked. Kai'Sa banned away, Rel banned away. See what bot laners they decide to lean towards. The brown ban was doing work for the Nautilus on 4. We'll see if Heretics go for the BDS strat.
And Flakked and Heretics could always go towards mages in the bot lane once again. You have AD top and AD jungle. Viego's going to put enough physical damage for you. Getting rid of Crownie's Varus, his most played across the course of groups. But yeah, a Ziggs or a Seraphine again, perhaps, for Heretics in that bottom lane.
I feel like you are lacking a lot of DPS if you do go down that route, though. That's my big concern. I feel like you would have a lot of burst, right? And there's pick potential, of course, of this Heretics side right now. It looks really, really strong, but I like this Braum ban because, again, with so many auto attackers and CC being able to be stacked up quite quickly, I think it's a very, very safe takeaway.
I think 4-pick support here from Heretics. Okay, hear me out. And 5-pick Vayne is viable for Flakked.
Oh.
He hasn't played it, but Olaf, Gragas, with a melee support.
Look,
It's a juicy Vayne angle.
You've been watching too much EDG, man.
I was about to say, look, I'm from the Uzi region right now, and I'll say it does eye up for a pretty good Vayne angle, guys.
Yeah, Vayne into Olaf is just horrific, especially if you're playing things like the Ghost. There's a Varus Jinx ban.
These are kind of like
They're
AD Vayne bans,
They're
right?
Vayne bans, I'm telling you.
Know, I feel like
they could also be Draven bans.
And with, you know what, with the Braum gone, Nautilus blind isn't actually that scary.
But Vayne Nautilus doesn't sit well with me.
Why not, Mark?
I don't know, I just feel like Vayne Nautilus, the lane can work, but you need to make sure that they have like a weak AD, like an Ezreal or something, to get a free lane.
I will say Draven Nautilus.
Yeah,
I
Draven.
like a lot
Draven
more.
Nautilus, yeah.
And Flakked actually played Draven throughout his professional career.
Yeah.
Whereas the Vayne he hasn't played.
This is screaming Nautilus 4, no?
It is screaming Nautilus 4, really, isn't it? It's a similar situation to Game 1. It's Draven or Vayne, you have to feel like, unless they're going to go pivot completely and go Ashe, but it doesn't really make sense, I think, with their
Ashe,
comp.
you
Like,
just get
into
run over
Olaf,
by
Jayce,
Olaf.
Gragas, you're going to play Ashe, you're going to play Aphelios, okay, I mean, that could work. It's just a bit hit, you know, it's a little bit nerfed. Obviously, the Gale Force heavy nerfs on 14, it hasn't come through. This is patch 13, so no Vayne.
I don't know how sold I am on that, to be honest, but we'll see how
They
it
also
gets
give
on.
up the Nautilus.
Yeah, that's the weirder part.
So
And
what's their last pick?
you know, with Braum and Alistar gone, you know, Naut felt like such a powerful pick, and if Labrov picks it up, I feel like there's not really too much that Mersa can go towards where he's
Yeah,
going to feel
so-
scared. Milio maybe again, but do you really want that rerun back?
Exactly. Here, if you went like Nautilus up 4 and they went Samira or Leona or something, there is an angle. Okay, Rakan, but again, you're not really going to be winning out on the lane.
I also feel like you just get one shot if you go into this composition, though.
Yeah, Rakan against Gragas, Nautilus.
I think Leona has to be it. I think it's a better middle ground.
Yeah, they dropped their support to a point where I'm kind of wondering, they're going to go melee again? I really think this whole idea of like lacking the engage and melee support factor was really a pain in their side. They're going to go for the Rakan against these champions. Looks quite tough. But we'll see if they can pull it off. Mersa needs to find really good angles off to the side.
I'm concerned, lads, about the 2v2 and the 3v3 on the bottom side for the Heretics perspective. I feel like it's so weighted towards BDS from the get-go that I feel like you have to kind of start off through the mid jungle instead and see if you can really pick on Nuke. Maybe he's trying to get aggressive in the early trades.
Yeah, I agree. I think this game for Heretics is go through mid to sides. Top will struggle in the isolated 1v1, I think, so it's like Sheo can play top side. And the bot 2v2 will struggle as well, I have to imagine. Unless, I mean, Aphelios can get the blue gun and try and push out waves, but in the raw 2v2, I think that Rakan gets hooked, he's not coming out. So we'll see if they can weather the storm of the early game, because this could be another scenario where they fall behind, but their champions don't have as much late game prowess. They don't have like Kai'Sa Xayah. They are playing the Aphelios Ahri, so just a setup champion mid, a Renekton setup champion top, and I feel like a lot of your damage is coming from jungle AD at that point.
And BDS, on the other hand, have things they are relatively comfortable on. Nuke once again on the Jayce, Adam obviously on his Olaf. Crownie Samira, I think, was a little disappointing for him in Game 1. Didn't really have the opportunity to get any of those big Inferno triggers off, but he'll need to in this game if BDS are going to bounce back. Now in Game 2 of this best of 3, if Heretics win, they make it through to the playoffs. They eliminate Vitality from season finals and Worlds contention, and they keep themselves in the running. BDS obviously already in the season finals, but they'll be looking for that prize. The Summer Split Championship still on the line. BDS once again doing their patented 5-man walk somewhere strategy. Last time they got Jankos' flash out at level 1. This time not going to be able to get much.
Reminds me of G2, was it G2 Gen G in 2020 or something in the quarters, where they had like level 1 strats every game, and like it was horrific for Gen G no matter what it was. There was always just a crazy level 1 strat going on. But this one, walk up, throw an X, 5-man recall, you know, synchronized, ready. Maybe Labrov, if that hook hit, that axe hit, flash hook instantly. But yeah, nothing to play for.
Not yet. I feel like the setup for BDS in the early stages is really, really prominent. All the CC basically across the board. Again, I feel like the only place where they really have to play cover is basically just pretty much with the mid jungle, right? I think as long as you stop Jankos and Vetheo from maybe taking over a 2v2 there and making sure that you maintain control there, kind of enables your side laners to get away with liberties, I feel like, if you always have first move.
And Heretics have done a really good job of playing through Vetheo. Vetheo on the split of his career, well, one of them. I think he's had a few very good splits, obviously, when he was first on Misfits. You have to remember his Akali performances as well. But I think after moving from XL, he's had new life breathed into his mid lane, obviously teaming up with Jankos well as Nuke and Vetheo do trade in the mid lane. Nuke has the first strike, Vetheo with Electrocute, wins out in terms of damage. Corrupting Potion on Vetheo, obviously helping him out a little bit there as well.
Jankos starting on the bot side, and so is Sheo. Both junglers leaning towards the top side of the map. No real invades coming out, because no guaranteed pryos by the looks of it. But again, both side lanes very, very volatile. And Heretics have a lot of setup through mid, which is their innate advantage in terms of finding those plays and getting Nuke's flash and unlocking Vetheo to move the sides more. Bot wave contest actually in favor of Heretics at the moment. Managing to get the level 2 first and control the wave, slowly stacking it. That'll help Jankos out a lot, not having to cover that lane if they can crash it.
Small range advantage on Flakked, right, with the green gun on level 1, so it just kind of helps push that one out.
You can also quite aggressively trade with Rakan Q early on. A lot of people taking that Q level 1, level 2 now just to get the health back. It means that you can just walk up and slap people with your cape. That's exactly what Flakked and Mersa were doing. Crownie and Labrov, though, will catch the wave as it pushes in. Both the junglers now on the top side of the map. There is a ward for Adam, just below the current position we're in, an award for Ebby in the Tribush. That's going to expire pretty soon, though.
Yeah, Ebby's ward might actually expire right as Sheo walks up. I think he's just getting a little bit of vision down. Is he going to return to the clear? He will. So if he does decide to pay a visit up there, it will be once that ward is down. But Jankos is also obviously cleared up here. And I think his read on this early pathing is that realistically Sheo should be looking to try and take down Ebby. I know it's always sad you missed the last Krug.
That damn little Krug. Yeah, Ebby needs
gold, man.
Yeah, it is. Ebby needs to crash this wave. Does it crash? Range won't crash, that's for sure. Adam's just trying to thin it out and get towards level 4. Sheo will get the crab off this, but he is very low on mana. Stun comes out, that's going to be a long cooldown. Is there dive potential here? I don't think so. It's dive crazy to go for it. I think they're just trying to bait the gank. Is Sheo going to fall for it? I think he might do if he goes a bit too far forwards here, Ebby, and they do go for the dive.
Going to show. Sheo waiting until the dive begins. Ebby auto attacks, tags the tower, and immediately body slammed. He tries to slice and dice away. Has the flash across the wall, but Adam will flash to chase. The ghost still there. And Ebby will be the first casualty of game 2.
Great timing from Sheo. So much patience just to ensure that Ebby's tanking the tower, and as soon as he does, immediately comes out of the brush with the body slam. Chase down super easy with Adam's ghost.
Really good read there by Sheo. Doesn't want to show. Just wants to make sure that they go for the dive, and then they can count again. Get very well played by him. Labrov's now hovering towards mid. Similar to game 1, actually. Hook. What?
Oh, okay. The lollipopping on that was absurd as Vetheo is hooked. Ignite going down from Labrov as well. Flash away by Vetheo. Both his summoners now burnt in the mid lane. Adam trading onto Ebby in the top lane. Ruthless Predator coming out. Adam's going to look for a bit more chase here as Ebby doesn't have the cooldowns really to trade back in. Adam with the shield. The undertow connects. Ebby trying to dash away from this. Adam's still chasing.
Ebby's E is 10 seconds away. Adam's level 5 though. Adam needs to crash this wave and get out of there. Ebby can't really hold it. Obviously no TP on the Olaf. Nuke used the flash, looks like, as Mersa ganked mid, I think, with Vetheo, so paying a little bit back to his mid laner there. Both mid laners have no flash. Of course, the Ahri will get level 6, so that helps out Heretics that little bit more. Bot push in favor of Heretics as well, as Flakked gets that blue gun. Pushes the waves in. Sheo's reset, has that alternator, so he has a lot of damage. Nothing to happen, nothing to play for here on this bot side, unless maybe Heretics want to start up an early dragon.
Yeah, early dragon, Viego, pretty decent at those. I think now that Nuke doesn't have that flash, once the level 6 comes in for Vetheo, the setup is relatively simple, right? So now this is where the game kind of gets a bit shaky for BDS in terms of making sure they're protecting Jayce and not allowing him to just get jumped on super freely. But with the volatility of what's just been going on the top side, it does make you wonder how much attention perhaps Sheo might have to just drop from mid 2 towards the top side.
On one side of the dragon there, I think the barrel kind of went across and then went across again, just checking to see if it was leashed from Jankos, who's just trying to clear up towards that level 5 now. Sheo's covering and taking some vision around this bot side river. A lot of pinks used now from BDS, so Heretics really need to clear that out. Vetheo's coming back to lane. Once he gets that level 6, Jankos could try to unlock through mid and try and look for a kill onto Jayce as there's a stacking wave coming in. Level 6 on the Ahri. Has flash himself. He's trying to hover behind. Adam's going to get 6 here. Good look for the all-in.
Feels like it'd be a bit greedy at this point. It's just trading, forcing Ebby back underneath the tower. Ebby probably about 4 minions away from hitting 6. The wave crashing in towards him means that he should be able to get it before Adam can go for the tower dive. Heretics now starting up the dragon. At least Jankos is. His Spectral moors forward with the push in the bot lane. And the recall coming out from Crownie. Should be an easy enough first Drake secure.
Can they dive top is the question that I'm asking now, because that's a very snowballing matchup. Olaf already has a kill and he has steel cap, so is top dive a possibility? Ebby has the ultimate. They have no TP on Vetheo. Let's see if they can pull this one off. Adam can tank it and then dash kind of tank the stun.
Adam pops a Ragnarok, Ebby trying to dash away. Adam takes a good cold on Meek though, another Ruthless Predator coming out as Ebby is able to survive the dive in the top lane.
Huge survive there, manages to get the whole wave, doesn't get a kill over. Vetheo's on the way. He has no flash, but neither does Adam. He's on vision, so Adam needs to run here. Unless he's confident enough to step up, he sees Vetheo.
Yeah, Vetheo took a step back, and Adam again.
2 undertows, one more. Won't be enough to kill off Ebby, but forces him away once again.
Really well played by Ebby to survive that tower dive, to be honest with you. Just using that big wave to basically heal up maybe 200 more HP than he perhaps deserved in that instance.
Yeah, Renekton. He wants to base here, but does he want to base here? It's kind of like a bad base. He recalls, he stops the base, he wants to soak the experience.
He also doesn't want to lose 2 plates, right?
He's going to close to level up. Level 7 would be nice. Could E through here and maybe get a Q across. But yeah, waves are coming into him constantly. He doesn't have any vision. You can see the tri-bush is warded, but it's not really warded in the brush itself. It's only warded on the outside, and there's a pink in river. So I think he's going to catch his wave and take a reset and match Adam's base, which I expect to come through. And yeah, everyone lose too much. It's just a small gold lead now to Adam because of the plates and the first blood. Let's stay actually. Maybe thinks Ebby will stay around as well. Could flip the wave.
It's the Olaf
Could
game.
just try and stop the recall.
Yeah, I think he lets him recall here and fast pushes the wave.
Agreed.
Yep.
That's the best play for Adam here. You know, if Ebby wanted to stay around and push out and get that extra wave as well, he would have tried to kill him. So yeah, good stop on the base there from Adam.
We'll be able to shove in that wave. 6 minions lost for Ebby. Jankos is on the top side of the map right now, looking towards mid. You can see a couple of pings coming down there. Nukes, flash. Still a little bit left on that cooldown, probably about 40 seconds or so, or 60 we'll say. I wonder if Heretics will be able to find anything in that mid lane. Jankos so far though, being more of a neutral, objective jungler. He's took the dragon, now he's going to take the Vetheo, and obviously that's a golden fusion, using it before the 14-minute mark. Get some of those plates down.
Sheo's on the bot side. There's a pink on the entrance there that will spot him out as he walks through. Herald will die, so he'll hear it. I wonder if Jankos, yeah, instant base needs to. Adam, see if he can stop it. No, he can't. Oh, he can.
Jankos might have to burn the ult.
Just got him on the nick of time there. Maybe he can stop him. Maybe he can force his ult if he really wants to, but slowing him down. He doesn't have the Q up again, does he? Is he going to have to ult away here, Jankos? This really sucks for the Viego if he has to ult out.
Adam will flash. Nope. I don't know, I've seen Adam do crazier things.
Yeah, he could have
flashed.
trying to kill Jankos beforehand, but Jankos obviously still had the flash to get away himself. Would have put Adam in a bit of a precarious situation.
Pings on the bot side camps of Jankos there from the jungler BDS, just saying that's where he'll be. You know, when Herald's down and he's got red buff and he ults away from top side, you know he's going to reset. And the only place he can really be is bot side. So I think, yeah, you can see the BDS bot lane taking a reset, paying respect to that play being possible. Ebby's got a nice CS lead, but that's a big wave stacking up that Adam can pick up. And the play that steel caps early in this lane just makes it so it's so hard for Ebby to get a lot of chunk damage onto the Olaf. But of course, he will level up to 8 here and has that little bit of life still.
Adam going for the executioners early as well, just trying to reduce that healing that cost them the dive earlier on. Will help him out a little bit, but Ebby's had a relatively good series so far. Had one yesterday as well. He's in position to keep this lane as nullified as possible. We've seen Adam run away with games after getting a first kill on the Olaf. Here has been unable to do so, at least for the first 10 minutes.
Relatively measured, right? I think if Ebby dies in that tower dive and then it's like 2 extra plays on top of it, it just swings way too far off control for Ebby to handle. So, like again, just good return on when that dive was happening, and he's been able to effectively keep Adam at arm's length for the most part, as I say it. He's going to eat the worst end of this trade.
And crocodiles only have those short arms, so it's hard to keep him really far away.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you got me.
It's like a dinosaur.
Like a T-Rex.
Yeah. 600 gold lead for Adam. Just a dude with 2 massive axes. Well, the massive.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really know Olaf's general size, but it's bigger than a hatchet at least, as the charm flashed away by Nuke. Vetheo going in with the Spirit Rush. Heretics were looking to collapse, and the lockup going to come down. Explosive cast back, and Mersa shut out of the fight by BDS. They pick up their second of the game. It was Heretics on the offensive, but immediately BDS struck.
The hook came through and everyone dashed away, except Mersa. He took the L on that one, and I think this Rakan pick is not going to be the easiest to pull off against Gragas and Nautilus. You're just kind of going into so much CC that stops you in your tracks, and yeah, Mersa can't really escape from the ultimate there. You see, Vetheo gets Nuke's flash, and now you'll see both Jankos and Vetheo kind of dash away as the flash hook comes through. So Mersa tries to E as well, but yeah, no escape there. Managed to land on the end of it. Nice knockback from Sheo. Stop the E2. W dies in the W, and there's the Herald plays for Vetheo in mid lane.
That's just one of those Rakan plays where it's like, I could W away from this hook, but by Eing to you, either we both get away or I get hooked and you don't, right? That's the situation. So he's sacrificing himself. Could have just dashed up, flashed it. Someone had to die, and it was Mersa's head on the chopping block. BDS going to start up the fun.
It's always the supports.
It is. It's always the supports. BDS starting up.
Heavy can fight here.
Yeah,
Heavy fighting Adam. Ragnarok available for Adam. He'll use it. The slice and dice coming forward. Adam does get the shield back. Meanwhile, Mersa looking for an engage. Jankos going in as well. He's going to get a solo kill up towards the top side. Mersa was ignited, but he's still healthy enough to come back into the fight. Vetheo no open. Moonlight Vigil only hits onto one. The dragon starts to reset. 1,000 HP on it. Jankos looking for the skewer. Can't quite get in time, and he paid for it with his life. Labrov falling low. No flash on him. He will fall as Mersa looks for the knockup, but Sheo flashes away himself in the end. A 1-for-1 trade in the Dragon pit, but the Dragon going to BDS.
I feel like BDS just got away with murder being in the pit like that, right? Against Jankos, against Ahri as well, but able to get almost everybody out. Labrov, again, the support martyrs his life for the play. And being able to split apart that Dragon means Team Heretics no longer can potentially get that early soul snowball going.
Yeah, I really think they could have got a lot more kills there. Jankos died with the ultimate up. He was chain CC. Flakked's ultimate missed with the blue gun. It did land on the one, but if he landed on the three-man stacked up, that would have been so much damage. Jankos could flash ult, reset, and it would have been a nightmare. So yeah, it's slightly getting away with murder there, but massive solo kill from maybe on this top side. Swinging the lane now back into his favor. Huge experience advantage. Has the Gore Drinker, should start winning out on this lane. We'll take a look at the fight again, because you can see how hard it is for the Rakan to fight, really. We'll get rooted up, we'll get body slammed, we'll get hooked, whatever it may be. Finally gets a knock, but he's basically out of the fight. Now you're on your own, guys. It's basically a 3v4 from this point onwards. But Flakked here, if this ult landed onto the 3 at the back, it would have done so much damage. But it just lands onto Labrov, so it does splash a little bit onto Crownie and Nuke. Jankos has the ultimate, but yeah, Vetheo no access to that ult himself. Hook comes through, chain CC.
It's just the fact that Jankos goes forward there with W. He's trying to get in range for the smite and just puts some, kind of offers himself up on a silver platter. But like you say, if that ultimate lands from Flakked, all of a sudden you're worried about Reset C.
Oh yeah.
Ahri, Viego, and it's very hard to shut down Viego in a situation like that as well, with the invulnerability.
Heretics didn't really have vision in the pit either.
No flash.
Forwarded out, no flash, as you say, on Labrov. Everfrost coming out from Vetheo. There's the root with the Gravitum, and Jankos secures his first kill of the game. Heretics finding a couple of these skirmishes now.
Yeah, gold lead over to Heretics. Even in Dragons, top side was struggling, but Ebby recovered that by himself, and now these small kills kind of stacking up to this gold. It's all on Flakked, really. And yeah, he's got the Gale Force already, got the purple gun, nice gap close to get that initial kill.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like for the Heretics, you want to keep this kind of tempo up, right? You want to keep the pace high. You want to ensure that you're basically just keeping it in these sort of 2v3, 3v2 situations. Because I feel like once BDS do get their items, they're going to be able to, you know, front to back team fight 5v5 relatively well. I feel like there's a general lack of frontline available to Team Heretics, so they have to continue to use their CC well, and they have to try and suffocate BDS out, keep the rotations really, really high up as well.
And we talked about it a little bit in draft. They're playing through mid lane a lot of the time. Vetheo, the key player for this team, and we mentioned it in game one, his Kai'Sa performance of being out of this world. He did over 1,300 damage a minute on the Kai'Sa in game one, the highest we've seen from any player on the Kai'Sa this split, and he continues just to be such a terror when you try and face him. The Ahri as well, 100% win rate so far on it in groups.
Can we just highlight, this is 2023 groups, he has almost 37% of his team's damage.
Yeah.
It's absurd. And I think the Kai'Sa is
51% in last game.
Yeah, Kai'Sa is like helping those stats a lot with that champ just being such a heavy poke champ, so it's kind of swayed in that favor, but still, almost 37% is a lot of weight that you're carrying. And now on the Ahri, which is more of a setup champion, you don't have that Kai'Sa. I feel like Flakked struggled last game getting hit by hooks that he shouldn't get hit by, and Vetheo kind of got him a get out of jail free card with his performance on that Kai'Sa. He doesn't have that now. He's a lot of the team's damage, and he can't make mistakes. Adam looking for a pick here. Sheo on the Herald area, could look to collapse himself. There is summoners on this Aphelios.
Yeah, you can see BDS are moving up to it, but again, with that wave cleared out, Heretics can just rotate as a 3.
Maybe the issue still is soon if they want to fight this.
They're going to be pincered. All of BDS around. Mersa looking to dodge away, gets away from the depth charge. Vetheo coming in as well. Ebby still pushing in the bot lane. Herald will be given over to BDS by Heretics. They didn't want to take the fight. Meanwhile, Ebby should be able to get the first tower of the game in the bottom lane. 1,500 gold lead for Heretics. Flakked looking for more, has the white gun, and that's 2. So in the end, sure, you got a Herald, but we managed to take 2 of those turrets off the map. More gold in Heretics' pockets.
And let's not forget the stakes again, just to remind you at home. Vitality, big Heretics fans. You know, if BDS... BDS fans, sorry. If Heretics win this game, Vitality's gone. They can't go to season finals, so hoping for BDS to come back into this one. 2,000 gold lead, roughly, for Heretics now. Very mid-game centric comp for Ahri Renekton. Later on in the game will fall off a little bit, but against BDS's comp, it's not like they have insane scaling. You know, Samira, Jayce, Olaf, kind of mid-game centric as well. So I think these next 10 minutes will decide it all.
Yeah, I feel like the saving grace from Heretics' side is that they have so much CC that it feels like as long as you're killing off one target and you're allowing the Spirit Rush to go through and you're actually getting the Siphon Souls from Viego, you should almost always have a way to play out these team fights. But again, it's about whether or not BDS can kind of come back into this in the map control department and actually try and shut down some of the pick potential by just kind of setting up bastions of safety with vision.
Next fight you have to feel will be around the third dragon of the game. One apiece so far. The Ocean Soul possibility. Jankos looking for Adam. Charm connects. There's the Ragnarok, and that means he won't have it for the fight.
Yeah,
if
huge.
it does start around that Drake.
That is massive to get that ultimate out. Now the Drake just spawned. They need to get towards mid here and get some vision for their bot lane to be able to join Ebby's base and coming towards mid. I think the play here for BDS is that top tier 1 pings coming down. In a situation like this, it would be nice to send Renekton up there to hold the tower and match TP if Jayce comes down, but I think they just want to secure this in the 5v4. Oftentimes when you go up towards that top side as Ebby, the enemy mid laner will push you in, and then there'll be a TP from the solo lane and you'll get dove, but there's no TP on the Olaf. So tower for Dragon trade. I mean, they can get this tower and TP in and fight if they want to, but I think Adam's probably saying, nah, I'm not sure if I can fight this without the ultimate. Let's say that he's still walking up a little bit.
Ebby looking for flank here as well. Vetheo used in the mid lane. Nuke's going to be able to take the tier 1
flashed.
in the top lane. Ebby pushing forward. Adam flashed, as you say. Looks like Vetheo tried to spirit rush forward, looked for the charm. Flash away, but Crownie now played worlds as Ebby continues to chase in. Inferno Trigger being used as the knockup, but Mersa's massive. Crownie has to flash out to the back of it, but Labrov is caught in the middle of 5 members of Team Heretics, and it's another kill over to TH.
Bit of a weird fight there, because Vetheo initially ulted to force Adam out because he had no ult. Adam flashed away, but then Crownie's playing so far up onto the Renekton, thinking they have a pick perhaps. Mersa comes in with the flash and gets a kill for Heretics, so they get the dragon. They get themselves a kill. They won't get this tower, and BDS only get themselves that top tier 1. Very awkward, kind of weird situation.
Yeah, to say the least. So Adam stepping up when it feels like BDS are kind of committed to the tower. Then Ebby's here, misses out on the dash. Yeah, Crownie is basically melee ranged into Ebby. Yeah. And then the rest of Team Heretics comes through. Nice cast to try and disengage, but again, Mersa's still got so much left up and available that he just gets on top, and Labrov is kind of again sacrificed for the sins of his teammates.
Yeah, I think Crownie's team was kind of out of range for that pick onto the Renekton. He really thought that they could kill the Renekton or at least force him out.
Yeah.
But Nuke didn't TP in yet, so as Crownie realizes the play's not going to happen and he has to start running away and Sheo's peeling with the body slam, Nuke's still channeling that TP, so it's just kind of like a numbers disadvantage fight. So good pick there by Heretics. Small mistakes coming out from BDS and trying to overforce that play. Herald mid was good, the tower is low, but they didn't manage to pick it up. Now Heretics looking to contest his red buff, perhaps Mersa and Ebby not on vision. Jankos E will be seen by Sheo.
Spectral more stun does land. Vetheo has Spirit Rush. Mersa looks for the knockup, can't quite land it. Dances back to join his teammates, but the jungle now key target for Heretics.
The tower's going to fall. Nuke's going to push out top. He doesn't have the TP. He's going to take a base. 2 items strong on the Jayce right now, and they are going to get that red buff. So, tower in their favor. Looks like an easy wave to catch for Vetheo as he goes to base and runs towards the top side. Baron now spawning. No dragon for 3 minutes. And everyone will take a reset, get the wards back in the inventories, and transition their vision towards top side, you have to expect.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like for BDS, this is probably the least ideal situation. Team Heretics always having map priority, being out on the map first. I feel like maybe the way out of this, once Nuke has teleport, maybe just try and overforce on the side lane, right? Like overload numbers and hope that maybe if it's on the bottom side, Heretics don't have good enough setup for the Baron. But Flakked just hit 2 items, and typically that's kind of the go button for, all right, we should have enough damage to burst through a Baron, especially if it's early on, like we are right now, 20 minutes on the clock.
Has the right guns for it as well. Severum, Crescendum, very good at taking down the Baron. Not always the best at, looking for those long-range engages, the Gravitum, something you want sometimes for the start of the team fight, for that 5-man route. Ebby, though, continues to be a nuisance for Adam in this side lane. Continues to have a very strong game, as tomorrow, obviously, we have the matchup between G2 and XL, the upper bracket of our playoffs. The winner of this will play next week in the lower side against Fnatic to see who can make it through to our top 3. Obviously, if Heretics win this, they then only have to beat Fnatic to make it to the season finals. But if they beat Fnatic, then Fnatic can't make it to the season finals. So whoever wins out of those 2 teams would be our next team, locking in that tournament, locking in the possibility of world's contention.
Only 2 spots left, of course.
Yep.
And here come Heretics towards the top side. Trying to get some vision down. Now, if I told you that Ebby's only died once in this series, would you believe me?
Yes.
I'd call you a big fat dirty liar, but
yeah, big performance out of the top laner. He didn't die once in that Ornn game, and only died once now on the Renekton here in game 2. So he's definitely turned things around since the regular season. See the vision denial coming through with the sweepers. Ebby was hovering around in case there was any form of fight, and the awkward thing for BDS here is if you're putting your Olaf on a side lane with no TP, Adam has to overgroup a bit, and Ebby needs to really capitalize on that. He needs to push out this bot wave and force Adam to come back bot, and that's the scenario when he shows where they can really start forcing in this 4v5.
Yeah, and you can't really face check either as BDS. I feel like you just get one shot almost everybody, right? So you don't really want to give your life over for that. Just slow prodding, and I mean, Heretics can kind of just do this dance right now. Now that the wave is on the bottom side, Nuke's going to go and answer it because he's the one of teleport. But again, you can continue to maintain this pressure. Dragon spawning in 40 seconds, and you don't really care about yielding too much vision on the top side if it means going down towards that dragon, because you're likely just going to go and reclaim it straight away.
Heretics having secured 2 already, can just look to get to Soul Point, as you say, in about 30 seconds time. For the moment, though, they will continue to control around the Baron pit. Nuke has 2 items on this Jayce. We've seen how impactful his long-range poke can be last week against Heretics, but this week he's struggled to really find a time when he can just poke out, when he can just sit back and put those shot blasts through an acceleration gate. Part of that has been Heretics being so good at finding picks like this, and once again they find Labrov, force him down to a 3rd HP.
Don't have the numbers to commit there, do they? Would have been a lovely reset for Jankos to keep the fight going. They're going to have to back away. Labrov needs to take a reset, refresh those wards. Heretics don't pull the trigger on the Baron because Adam's showing topside. If he was showing on bot wave, they could have TP'd in. That's a 3v5. Instantly started up Dragon spawning. I have to say I like Crownie's adaptation here. Last game he went Gale Force, now he's gone for the Infinity Edge. I think that's just better overall on the Samira to get more damage out. So we'll see if he can pump that through in the next team fight. Similar level to Flakked, but still down 1.3k gold. BDS contesting this mid wave now. Can they contest this Dragon? No, but can they contest the mid-tier one and get that while the Dragon's being taken? Yes. Wants to play afterwards though, because bot's being pushed in. Not a big wave for Ebby though. Won't be able to get the tower on this one. BDS, they force Baron and get the TP. Bit of an awkward scenario.
Yeah. You can see Ebby maybe thinking about teleporting onto that one, but also BDS could just be waiting for them on the other side. Seems like they watch back away with the tower.
Yeah, here comes the force. They need to get the TP out of this Renekton. They're going to lose a bot here too, but it's a really dire situation without TP on the Olaf. They look kind of half committed to this.
Either in the back of the pit. So.
Yeah, they're not really committing. As long as Ebby doesn't play, he's playing a game of chicken, you know. BDS, they have to get this down to get the TP. Who blinks first? You're right, but BDS is getting so chunked. He's going to TP in now.
Jankos looking for it. Knock back. Explosive cask enough. Jankos. Blast cones on the spot. And meanwhile, down towards the bottom side. Vetheo is trying to fight off Crownie. Has to dash away from the Inferno Trigger. Jankos able to survive. They dash back in. The Inferno Trigger from Crownie is not enough. Isolated and shut out by Heretics. Alongside it, Flakked will fall. AD carry for AD carry trade so far. BDS backing away towards the top side of the map. And Heretics will let them retreat.
That was actually a really good outcome for BDS, trading AD carries and trading flashes. They got Jankos flash, they got Mersa flash. That was a really tough situation to be in. Forcing a Baron, your Olaf's half HP, you have to find some kind of turn. Luckily, they found Jankos but didn't get the kill. And Ebby could find Adam here, who has no
ult. There's the TP as well. Adam tries to flash early, but Mersa's here to help out. Can just dash in, get the knocker. Vetheo for the cleanup. Will get his 2nd kill of the game. 9 stacks now on his Medgies, and without a top laner, game becomes a little bit more tricky for BDS.
Is it turn into Baron though? I think that's the question. Flakked's coming out of base now.
Yeah.
I think they're going to wait at the very least, or they just start. Flakked can still walk over.
Nuke's TPing in the mid.
Yeah.
4v5. They got decent poke. Gragas ults up soon, and Mersa's not the healthiest. No ultimate on the Rakan, but it's Vetheo on the turn. He's got a lot of vision to work with, but this Baron's not going down quick. The Aphelios can't really blast cone in the pit, so Flakked's going to have to run all the way around. So this is going to go on for quite a while here, and BDS can try and chunk them out. The first shock blast misses. Cask is now up for Sheo, threatening the steal. How does Heretics stop the Gragas from getting into this pit?
Has to be Sheo, right? Unless Labrov. Backside.
He's done onto Labrov. There's the knocker. There's the Everfrost. Explosive cast doesn't do much as Crownie. Now the next target, another charm from Vetheo. This man's on fine form, and he's in form for killing. BDS forced away. Sheo trying to get away from Jankos will get the slow, but Vetheo flash charm flashed away by the enemy Gragas. Flakked on the flank though. No gun for the stun. Severum, Infernum, and Ebby flanking as well. Sheo, as you say, Caedrel, not long for the world. Bereft of light, he rests in peace. If he hadn't popped the stopwatch, he'd be pushing up the daisies, but now he is as Ebby takes the kill.
Jankos invested the smite there though, so you can see on the right there, that was actually a 2nd smite. Can be a long cooldown, but they are going to force this. He's going to face check this push, needs to be careful. Nice cask to spot him out. And now it's just waiting for Vetheo. 30 seconds on the Gragas respawn, but they push out waves and start this up. Adam wants to slow them down. It's another situation where BDS are in a 4v5 and they have to stop the Baron. Can they do it though? Crownie's coming out of base, 2.5 items. Not the strongest point in the game for this Samira, but Flakked.
Crownie going red buff? Oh, now he's passed back up towards the Baron.
They're giving this up. They're saying we can't fight this. Looks like it in their positioning, but Nuke has the blue. Labrov's finding a way in.
Evi's going to catch out Adam. Adam does have the Ragnarok now. Evi gets the stun. Ragnarok used by Adam, but he's already down to half HP. Baron secured by Heretics, and now the fight begins. Now they're fighting. It's way too late from BDS. They just walk into their deaths. And for an S-tier team, that was a D-tier play. As BDS are wiped by Heretics.
All over the place from BDS. Crownie's walking bot, then they're fighting, and Team Heretics just eat them up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with the Baron now. And a wave. How much can they get?
Is it over? 30 seconds, 25 seconds on Crownie, 30 seconds on Nuke. I don't think they can end. There's a cask on Sheo. The wave's a little bit far away, but that'll be a mid inhib. Might be a bot inhib as well. I don't think they can get the inhibitor itself. Maybe they can get the tower. How much damage do they have? Evi's basing doesn't have the TP. Tower's gonna fall. Do they commit for the inhibitor? TP situation is down for Nuke. They're gonna go for it, and that'll be 2 inhibitors for Heretics. That makes the map so easy to play, doesn't it? 40 seconds on the Dragon Spawn for their soul. This game is looking done and dusted. And why are BDS walking in when the Baron's already dead? They hear it's dead. But Labrov already starts to fight. Crownie just wants to go in for it. Maybe they think wiping off the Baron buffs is the only way back into this, because if the siege begins, it's all over. But that play, nail in the coffin.
Yeah, and it's 2 sequences back-to-back. You know, the original one where you said best case scenario for BDS when they're trading 1-for-1 in the AD carries, Crownie just didn't have cleanse for the entire time, and it's 2 times back-to-back that Vetheo finds him with a charm in the midst of the team fight and locks him up. Can't really get anything done with the Inferno triggers, and now we're sat Team Heretics, 1 Dragon for Soul, 10 seconds away.
Yeah, on the cusp of pushing themselves into the top 4. This is insane by Heretics, isn't it? Looking to 2-0 BDS, and this Dragon Soul is going to be everything. Sheo.
Expressive cast coming out, the charm there as well. As Sheo pops the stopwatch, but immediately goes pop up towards Evi on the backline. Inferno on towards everyone, but the charm again from Vetheo. This man does not miss as he finds another, and Heretics find another fight. I'm thinking it's Biden, because this game is Jova.
Vetheo back-to-back shuts down Crownie. You saw it for a brief second that he would maybe take over the fight, but denied once again by the Team Heretics mid laner. And with that play, they will cross the line into the top 4.
A date with Destiny next week against Fnatic as Heretics make playoffs for the first time in 2023.
I have to say, props to Vetheo. What a series from him. The Kai'Sa game single-handedly carrying almost with 50% damage. This game, 5-0 and 10 in 16 kills. Super big step up from Evi as well, just having a consistent series. And it just feels like Vetheo is just the man of the show this series for Heretics. And yeah, BDS 0-2. We will see them in the season finals, of course, but they won't be moving on in the summer split.
And what a present it was for Jankos on his birthday, as he manages to...
Birthday win rates, man, I'm telling you.
100% on the day.
The ones we've tracked.
That one Faker one, and then the 2 from Jankos. Great stuff all round from Heretics. An evolution of this team over the last 6 months or so. Now, one of the top 4 teams here in Europe, joining G2, Fnatic, and XL, which is another name I didn't really expect
Heretics
to say.
and XL were near the bottom.
Yeah.
I think they were like 9th, 10th, somewhere around there. XL was 10th. I don't know where Heretics was, but anyway.
8th, I think.
Yeah, 8th, something like that. The turnaround's insane. You know, Vetheo goes on to Heretics, their top 4. XL swap out their mid-jungle, now they're top 4. It's incredible to see.
What a turnaround story. It's just very, very captivating to see
really
so much struggle from the first 2 splits to then make it into this top 4 and give themselves this opportunity, because it was looking very, very dire.
And of course, to dot our I's and cross our T's, this victory from Heretics means that Vitality are eliminated from season finals contention. Season finals, obviously the tournament after the summer split that qualifies you for Worlds. So Vitality can no longer qualify for Worlds. Heretics, if they win next week, I think, and get top 3, are going to go through to our season finals, but we'll keep you up to date on all of those things as the results come in. Tomorrow, though, G2 versus XL for the position in the finals. Yeah. It's going to be a very interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, Matt, they ran through all 3 teams on the weekend before, didn't they? So, interesting to see who gets to that position. I'd be really happy with that series. Yep. Thumbs up.
Had a great weekend.
Yeah, he did.
Really did.
Big turnaround for him.
Great job all around. And Vetheo as well, really stepping up to the plate now. Continues to show us why when he's
insane.
His highs are so good. He's had a few lows, obviously, this year. Had some struggles, but you can vote for him in your Player of the Game, or Player of the Series vote at LEC on Twitter, alongside Ebby and Jankos. Vetheo is that third option. I know you want to give it to Jankos because it's his birthday, but I think Ebby and Vetheo might be slightly more deserving from this series. Not that Jankos played poorly, he played very well.
No.
But I think Ebby and Vetheo were just a little bit ahead.
I think it would be a steal if Vetheo doesn't get it.
Yeah?
I'm just going to say it, yeah.
Sure.
I think second game, shutting down Crownie so many times in the first game as well, the Kai'Sa performance was absolutely insane. Got his team across the finish line from what was a very, very detrimental, 4, 5, 6,000 gold lead.
Well, welcome to the LEC where everyone votes for Jankos. Anyway, I'm going to hand it over to Vetheo and Mersa, who are sitting side stage with trouble.
Thank you very much, Medic. Mersa, Vetheo, congrats on a very decisive win. Now, I'm going to come to you real quickly, Mersa, because you weren't part of the voting. Ebby, Jankos, or Vetheo for MVP? Don't look to your left.
I would give it to Vetheo, I think.
Oh, you looked.
Yeah, especially this last game on Ahri, he started every fight alone, or he was the first one going in. And the first game, he kept us in the game with the Kai'Sa.
Okay.
So I think he deserves it.
So major props to Vetheo. Vetheo, I'm going to come to you because there was something groundbreaking about your Kai'Sa performance. If we can have some stats on the screen as well. You had the most damage out of any Kai'Sa ever on the LEC. Why this champion? Why did you choose it this season?
I would say I'm a really AD enjoyer. And when I play AD, I want to Kai'Sa. So I had to find a way to make it playable in mid lane, and Riot invented static. So
thank you, Riot.
Probably, so I can't ask more. And then just they invented static, and this champ is so broken.
Look at your stats, man. 1,382 damage per minute.
Yeah, but okay, this champ is so broken, it's crazy. And I just really like her. And when I think you can blind pick her in mid lane, it's the meta too, because sometimes you just can't. But I think with the meta you can, and we saw, I think maybe Cassio is one of the toughest, hardest matchup, and I was fine. And then I think just champ, when you get to scale, is just too strong.
So you think you could just B1 it with no problem at all in the mid lane currently for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think so, but mid laners don't play Kai'Sa maybe. I think lane, you have to play a lot of games to make it good in lane, and after team fight, it's just... I used to play AD carry in solo queue mostly, so I actually know a bit how to fight as an AD carry, so I think that's what makes me a good Kai'Sa player.
And it really shows that was a fantastic performance on the area as well. Now, Mersa, of course, you had to face the other Greek support in the league, Labrov. He has been here a little bit longer than you have. And I'm sure you've looked up to him getting into the league. How does it feel getting to beat him?
It feels great for sure. I think Labrov has always been underrated in the LEC. He had, let's say, a hard last split in Vitality. And then when he got to BDS, right? People had no expectations of them or of him, and he showed how good he is, right? So for me, yeah, he's very good. And yeah, I kicked a Greek guy, a Greek support out today. I kicked the Greek ADC yesterday, so I'm pretty happy.
Oof. Okay, we don't have any more Greek players in the league, so we're good to go now, Mersa. You're the only one remaining. Now, yesterday I got to speak to Flakked and Jankos, and these two seem to always be in a great, great mood. But Vetheo, your smile after game one, were you happy with the performance? How is the team atmosphere behind the scenes?
I think the team atmosphere is really, really good. It's probably one of the best I've been in. Especially I think after my beginning of the year, it makes me, it just changed because I'm just glad to be here and glad to play with this team. So it really changed something for me, I think, compared to the beginning of the split. And I think after game one, basically, we had a plan for red side draft, and I was thinking that maybe red side draft was even better than blue side. So I knew that if we win our first blue side draft, we'll win 2-0, and we did. And I think I'm pretty happy with how I played. So I was just just happy and then wanted to like try this red side draft like we did, and like yeah, I think that's why I was glad. I mean, I was more happy after game 1 than game 2, to be honest. I mean, 2 because like game 2 was pretty win at one point where I don't think we could have lost, and right now I'm just kind of focused on next week already, and it's hard for me to be really relief when we know that we have like the most important best of 5 of the year like next week, so I'm just like looking forward for it.
Well, this was the smile of somebody who knew he's not going to be playing Kai'Sa anymore on this stage after this performance. Now, Mersa, of course, going ahead into playoffs. This is probably the best Team Heretics has seen in the LEC. Not probably, the best result that you guys have gotten, especially this year too. And it's so important because it's against Fnatic. You're, particularly in the bot lane, you're going to be facing Noah and Trimby. What are your thoughts going into this best of 5?
I'm pretty confident because like I'm reunited with Vetheo, right? And last time we were together in Misfits, Fnatic won the best of 5 against us and stopped
Revenge
us from
time?
stopped us from going to Worlds. And I think the meta right now is pretty good, I would say, for us on bot lane. I think Trimby is always like one of the best supports in EU, right? But people know he struggles more on Nautilus and those picks. So I think, yeah, I'm happy to play in this meta against Fnatic. I'm confident.
All right, can't wait to watch the best of 5. Congratulations again, guys, on securing playoffs. Fantastic performance today. We're going to throw it over to Lore, who's joined by Broxa and birthday boy Jankos.